Hail, people, wassuhal, hal. Folks of the Anglo-Saxon, Germanic / Norse Laird of the Osaita. Hail, folks of Fanes of Fernsida. Hail, folks of horsemen of a Klingers half, and hail, folks of a Fingers half. Today, first of all, just want to apologise for not being on for. Just want to apologise for not being on a free day as well. Well, Funnels Day, obviously, I had my partner over, and free day was obviously the first day, the first full 24 hours. It was a tragic 48 hours. It's still very tough now here in Angleland. The passing of our former head monarch, the Queen, longest serving Bretwalder in Angleland, possibly Middengadder, Queen Elizabeth II. Done a lot for our land. Others disagree, others don't like her and her family, but we honour and respect her in Fanes of Fernsida in the Klingers half. We honoured her in our blots. We edited the our wheel, then added the Union Jack to the old ancient banners that we had. This was done in her memory. We also mourned her at blot. Before I start chapter 1771 before I start chapter 1771 of the Havermal, I'm going to explain what a Nerthusblót is actually about, because I do this after all blots. So, Nerthusblót, this time of year, for our forebears on the mainland and also in Angleland, and there's stories in my readings done at a Klingers half blot and home blot. It was read as well. There was what I believe to be an experience with Lady Nerthus in Mercia, in what I call southern Mercia. So I will get to that as I go through the explanation. So the time of Nerthusblót, the month of Havermal, meaning in Anglo-Saxon holy month, what the Romans called September, is the month of Nerthus, where she's believed to be the mother of Ingrid and Freyr, and also I think she's the sister, but I think it is said there was a bit of mating between siblings in in 1 year. That sort of stuff went on, and Nerthus and Hadingus, known in Norse as Njord, mated and had Ingrid and we believe Frigg and Freyr to be the same goddess. Freyr, her younger forms. Many will believe them to be separate deities, and that's fine. And I believe Odd, Freyr's fella, to be a younger version of Woden, her husband. So yeah, it's funny how there's Odd and Woden or Odin, and then there's Freyr or Freya, or and also Frigg, and the names are just all very similar. But anyway, it is debatable. So anyway, back to the point. Nerthusblót would ride through Middengadder. Paul blotters, Roman blotters would announce joyous and fort sporers, etc., of her arrival, and they would be ready. Blades were said ready for blots. Her arrival on blots would have to be stored away in a blanket or in a container, whatever, in a box or whatever, basket, whatever they had. And everyone, there'd be no bloodshed. They would respect Mother Nerthus at her passing, and she would be honoured. Slaves would pull her cattle, what pulled her chariot, because her chariot was pulled by cows around the lands. The slaves would sort her with anything she needed. They would see things that were not meant to be seen under her, it said under her peril, and then they would be sacrificed in a lake, the nearest local lake, to so they can't report what they sin, although it was probably nothing scary to hide. It was an honour of respect, and they would be human sacrifice, the slaves or the whoever was responsible for pulling her chariot. Obviously we don't sacrifice in modern day, it's forbidden, and we just don't do it anyway for obvious reasons. So a food offering was given to Mother Nerthus. We actually gave apples, and we sowed apples into the ground as well. The Havermal, that was at Havermal, but this is before the passing of our Bretwalda. She was also honoured at a Klingers Hearth, as well as a minute's silence of kneeling and mourning for our great Queen, now as a forebear at the Klingers Hearth. There is another story, I believe, here in Mercia, in our land of Mercia, modernly known as the whole land of Angleland, England. I personally believe the goddess that came to the Rorite Stones, southern Mercia, in the Shire of Oxfordshire. There is the Rorite Stones that are believed to be the King's Stone, which was a king it was meant to be. It was taken away because of the curse of turning him into a stone, as well as his, what I'm assuming is his guardian laird. Some of his people that were on patrolling with him, looking after him, guarding him, they bumped into a Mother Nature goddess, who is probably most likely Nerthus, in our belief. And they say she is connected in Oxford to the surrounding trees of the Rorite Stones. We don't know why, but it wasn't meant to be, so she turned them into stones for some reason. Possibly they disrespected her, so it's most likely that these events, as her arrival is said to be modernly known as September, these events have been turned into stone, possibly and most likely connected to September. It is sung in the band Winterfillith, and they have done a song also called Halimonoff. So I think the band are very based around this time of wheel and through winter, and it all just connects up really. So yes, Mother Nerthus, son Ingwe was also said to ride round on chariots, most likely pulled by boars, and a lot of the Wanai, which known to Norse as the Vania, the Wanai we call them, did these sort of events. So at a Klingers Hearth, we was going to bury the beerwood doe in our grove. I obviously forgot to bring it along. It's still in our hall in the garden, and we will try and do that another time. Chris apologises for, well, not apologise, we don't believe in that, but like he said he wished he'd have reminded us, but I don't put the pin on him, I put it on myself. But it totally went out of my head that we were meant to bury the doll, but other than that, the block was brilliant. All went well. Wolfman Ian is now initiated as a lairdsman. The photos are up because we can't really record the reading of an oath swearing. So I only decided to get a few photos that are on the Facebook groups now, that was pretty much the block. Lady Nerthus was honoured, and it was a great block. But anyway, we now head on to chapter 1771 of the Havermal, and then I will leave you until tomorrow. 1771, there we are. So as always, I will go by Bray, to Thorpe, to Bellows, from the most ancient modern English tongue, through to the most easy to unveil. Chapter 70, here we go. By Bray. More blessed are the living than the lifeless. 'Tis the living who come by the cow. It's funny how it mentions cow being, what chapter on being the cow is heavily associated with this time of year because of Mother Nerthus. I saw the hearth fire burn in the rich man's hall, and himself lying dead at the door. Okay. And that one actually was scribed quite easily for Bray, but anyway, on to Thorpe. It is better to live, even to live miserably. This is Thorpe. A living man can always get a cow. I saw fire consume the rich man's property, and death stood without his dute. And Bellows, it is better to live than to lie a corpse. The live man catches the cow. I saw flames rise for the rich man's pyre, and believe his door he lay dead, and before his door he lay dead. It's basically the rich man's on the pyre. So what this is describing to me, modernly breaking it up, it is better to live than to lie a corpse. It's better to live and, the live man catches the cow. So, the live man catches the cow, he's living his life, while the rich man's basically, sitting on his tuchus and, he's watched his life pass by because he's had it all given to him. Now he lies on the pyre before his door and he's dead, pretty much. So, once again, it's basically get out there, live your life, he's basically saying it's you keep you more active by working than hogging all the riches and becoming unhealthy. And it can happen, it's said in all, terms, and I think that's what he's getting at in chapter 70. Chapter 71. From Bray to Thorpe to Bellows again. The lame can ride horse, the handleless drive cattle, the deaf one can fight and prevail. 'Tis happier for the blind than for him on the bale fire, but no man hath care for a corpse. On to Thorpe. The lame can ride on horseback, the one-handed drive cattle, the deaf fight and be useful, to be blind is better. To be blind is better than to be burnt. No one gets food from a corpse. So nobody can really eat a corpse, basically. The lame rides a horse, the blind or deaf. The handleless is herdsman. The deaf in battle is bold. The blind man is better than one that is burned. No good can come of a corpse. So what Woden's saying here is any man living in an element of battle, could be in modern day. Everybody has, I think what it's getting at is everybody has a destiny, everybody has a reason to live life. Then, being at the end of your life line and being a corpse. Everybody has some purpose to being alive, basically. And, I think that's basically what he's getting at. Everybody has their battles and everybody has a destiny. And that's what he's getting at in 71. Could be it could be a call to people with disabilities. He talks about the deaf and the blind, and could be his way of saying people with disabilities like myself and others I know. You all have a destiny. You've all got your reasons to live, and you walk in your life and keep going. Could be what chapter 71 is saying. That's what it certainly looks like to me. 72 and 73 will be read tomorrow, and that is another Havermal show, everybody, as well as the explanation of the 2 Nerthusblóts that I was involved in. So yeah, there you go. Happy Havermal, everyone. Few updates. So I will be on this week. I will not be on Funnels Day again. I have my ally, my friend. He is of Celtic Irish descendants. No, but he's a good lad. He's one of my best friends, and he's I think he's English by his mother, like myself. So he will be staying at mine, and we'll be having a day of just, you know, chilling with each other. Where he's a close friend of mine, and yeah, we plan on going to the cinema. And because obviously he lives out the county, and it's hard for him to get from mine to his at a certain time of night, I've said he may guest here for the night, and as Woden expects, I will give him the elements of hospitality. So yeah, I will not be on Funnels Day night, but hopefully I'll be on tonight and Woden's Day night. Woden's Day always depends on how the shift at work goes, but I will definitely be on tomorrow night. Anything should change, I will of course update on Facebook, so you know, be sure to look out on the Anglo-Saxon Germanic Norse Lad of the Avasata or Fanes of Fensida, and if I'm not on, it will say on there. And yeah, just keep an eye out for my updates, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, also next Monaday, I know it's a week away, there will be no show on that Monaday, the 19th day of Haligmonoth, because that will be the longest reigning Bretwalda Queen Elizabeth II's funeral. So that will be a very sad day for Angleland, and I will not be doing Havermal show that day. There will no Havermal show, because it will be Queen Elizabeth II's. It will be her Lambit, Poya, her funeral, whatever you call it. It will be her funeral, and whether you're heathen, Christian, whatever faith you are, she is our longest reigning Bretwalda. She was actually she got as far as an ovate in the Druidic orders by the Britons at one point. So I'd like to think she's respectful of all beliefs. She believed in obviously the God of the East, the Roman God, but you know, I'd like to think she respects all paths that people believe, and you know, we in Fens of Fernsida, we sing the Rainbow Bridge. We know what that means to us, and hopefully Philip welcomed her at the Grey Halls on the other side. But that's the star for as Anglo-Saxon heathens. I know Norse will say she's well wherever, but we're not Norse. We are not Proto-Dane. Obviously the Norse, the Scandinavian descend from the Proto-Germanic Danes. We are not them. We are Southern Germanic. We are Angles. So we have our beliefs very similar, very much the same, but some things we see different to the Scandinavians. Very little, but there are bits. But anyway, that's enough babbling from me tonight, and I will see you guys tomorrow. May we have the honour to be, the wisdom to know, the knowledge to care, as our forebears did, so shall we. Wassail hell, drink ale. Bye for now. See you later, everyone.